TAGNBRAG Nation and Goose Chasers, what is up? We are back with episode 97. Yeah, I said it right. Episode 97 of Goose Chasing. And we've got a special episode for you today. We just got off of a public land hunt in Wisconsin. It was phenomenal. It was treacherous. It was difficult. It was eye-opening. It was a lot of different things. It was also successful, and super pumped about that. My first ever public land whitetail that I've ever shot. Very humbling experience for me, and it was very cool to be able to take a piece of land that you've never been on in your life, that you've never really even looked at on Onyx maps, and in 3 or 4 days basically dissect it, decide where you want to go, pick a spot out. The spot that we picked out was 1.5 miles in, and hang stands, make 3 different adjustments to get closer to the deer, and then kill a deer that was a pretty respectable buck, might I add, that I had never seen before and don't know the deer at all in 3 or 4 days. It was a very humbling experience for me as a hunter. It was a very gratifying experience for me as a hunter. And I'm super proud of it. So this week we are going to be joined by Tom Loland and Sam Moore from XOP. Actually, Sam is one of the best producers and videographers that this hunting industry has ever seen. He's a phenomenal storyteller. He's a phenomenal human being. He's going to join us a little bit later on the podcast. Tom is one of the directors and kind of marketing coordinators at XOP, a good friend of ours for the last 3 or 4 years now, and just once again an amazing human being. And Tom had a vision a few years ago, or a handful of years ago, of a hunt camp scenario where we got the whole XOP crew, everybody that is quote unquote sponsored by or partnered with XOP, if we could get everybody in a deer camp for the year, or once a year, I should say, to enjoy each other's company, be able to relay knowledge off of each other, and be able to learn from each other and just enjoy the camaraderie of hunt camp. And I remember talking to Tom about this when he was kind of conjuring up the idea. And one of the things that he said was, man, can you imagine a hunt camp like that where we just had deer hanging left and right, and we could celebrate the harvest and kind of go back to the true traditions of hunting the way that they started, to be honest with you. And so we got to bring that to fruition, and the manifestation of that came to reality this past week. And Dean and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Very grateful and honored to be a part of something like this with XOP. And we are here to talk about it today on this episode of Goose Chase. And you can also go subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow along, because also tonight is the first launch of our first vlog from Wisconsin. It's going to be a 4-part series that is super sick, might I add, and you can see us along the entire journey, scouting this public land, dissecting it, understanding it, and then making the strategic moves to get close enough to the buck that we eventually killed. So without further ado, everybody, Tom and Sam from XOP.
You don't want to have a scenario like we did in the cabin where you missed the gold chain.
Literally.
Yeah,
the golden moment. That's why the cameras always have to be running.
Just GoPro up in the corner all times, plugged into one of those,
Wait,
into the outlet.
That wasn't when we were watching the footage. That was when we were just talking in the morning.
Yeah, I think that was even before you shot the buck.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the phone was, or the GoPro was going for when we were all watching the footage and stuff, so that would have caught it, but that wasn't the time.
Yeah, Dean was on it too. That was the best part, I think. In his response, he was pretty quick on that, so that made it fun.
Can't replicate those moments.
No, exactly. You just got to enjoy them. So
You're right. And if you're not recording them, well, nobody else was meant to enjoy them. It was just meant to be us.
Right. Just for us, always in remembering. Yeah. So.
All right. Well, we got Tom Loland here from XOP. What is your actual title there at XOP?
So the best part about XOP, I think, is like this running joke that everybody just makes up their own titles. So like mine's changed like 3 or 4 times. I'm now at a director level.
Oh, okay.
So
because you were last week you were coordinator.
Right. It's big, you have
the ranks.
Right. You have a big hunt like that, man, and the cash just starts coming in and people are giving you promotions and it's, you know what I mean? It's like you put something like that together. Even with the early on mishaps we had there that week, but they still it still turned out well. So that's still what I do is mostly focused around partnership development, hunt development. So a lot of these hunts are just ideas that I had as far as like how can we bring all these worlds together that we need to get in an efficient way, from marketing to product development to R&D to staff staff team building, whatever you want to call it, right? Like team building as a whole. Like Brock and I want to utilize the guys we have because we're all of the same mindset, right? So it's like, hey, how do we mix all this together in a cohesive unit in the most efficient way possible? So that's kind of where a lot of those came from. And then the shows and sales. So I can sell ice to an Eskimo. So that's like the back end, what I really enjoy too. So those are always a blast. But with 5 kiddos, we've had to kind of redirect all that I'm doing. So
got your hands full.
Yeah. So that's kind
of for everybody who's listening who doesn't know Tom has been a great friend of ours for probably 3 or 4 years now. We worked with XOP for even a little bit longer than that, but we just got back from a public land hunt in Wisconsin, and we had the whole XOP crew there. I think there was 9 or 10 of us there in camp for the week, and just a really cool way for us to kind of all get together and collaborate around the same brand, the same company, the same products that we're using. And honestly, from a hunting level to a business level to a friendship and a brother level, like it's after 3 years of doing this quote unquote XOP Gear Lab, like it's become a family at this point. And it's like you jump back into, like, I don't know, this year jumping back into camp, like you take a day or so to get situated, but then it's like by day 3 or 4, you're already seeing the end of the light at the end of the tunnel for the end of the week, and you're sad to go home and you don't want to leave. And it just, I don't know, for me, Tom, you and I have talked about it a lot, like in the past, like it'd be so cool to get everybody together in the same camp, even if it's just for a couple days, to enjoy the time and energy in the hunt camp setting. And you guys have brought that to fruition, and it's a trip that we look forward to every single year now.
Yeah, no, it's that means a lot. I was getting goosebumps hearing you talk about that, because it's literally, like I've said, and I think I talked to you guys about this, but like when I first had the light bulb moment of this hunt of a gear lab, it really stemmed from my love for deer camp, and just like exactly what you guys have there at Camp Cutlet, that same thing. Like that's always what I've loved, and what I loved about hunting, honestly, was coming back to camp and just the camaraderie and hanging out with everybody and going to help everybody track their deer. And this was in northern Minnesota early on. And so it's like now we have the opportunity to bring that all together, and to see what happened this year was unbelievable. I mean, you look at the odds, you know what I mean? A buddy asked me, well, how many people had tags there? And I was like, well, I think it was about 8 of them. 9 if you count Sam's, and we got 6 deer down.
Yeah.
It's like those odds are for, you know, for 4 days for most guys, to your point. A couple guys had a few more days, but to see that kind of success, but also to see that kind of production from obviously the content that we got from the epic drag outs and the camp camaraderie, sitting around the campfire and all that, but also the product development stuff. I mean, there was several different things that we went through. I don't remember who said what or whatever, but it was just this whole back and forth vibe with you guys, Clifton and Dan, and Eric there too, and just everybody bouncing everything off. And then you guys being able to grow your skills, if you will, on public land, like to be able to do what you guys did from the start of the week to when you left. Like, I don't know if people really understand how big of a deal that is to go from like, and obviously you're in this amazing little incubator, right? Of like, where you have guys like Clifton and Eric in there, like just spitting knowledge every night. You know what I mean? Like sharing thoughts and pins and ideas and everything. Like, but still, even with that, like to do what you guys did and as effectively and productively as you guys did is such a big deal. Like that is such a big deal and such a testament to like you guys and your skills, and your humility too, like your coachability, I think. So it was so cool to see that, honestly, from everybody. And to see everybody just come in and lean on each other and like, hey, what are you doing? Where should I go? And bounce ideas if they're struggling and stuff. And just like you said, that true family vibe of like, everybody's just here to lean on each other and to help each other get better and Lord willing find some success by the end of the week, you know?
Yeah, it was crazy how quick that all transpired.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the coolest parts of the week. Like a day and a half in, like everyone was kind of scratching their head, like,
yeah,
what are we doing? Like,
well, and
nobody was really seeing deer. I don't know. It was cool to see everybody, like you say, collaborate. What are you doing? Where are you seeing deer? Like everyone kind of relayed information and like kind of collectively as a unit, just day by day, everyone got better and like kind of figured out the different pieces of public that we were hunting, what the deer were doing, different pieces of land. And then it kind of all came together towards the end of the week for a lot of people. It was awesome to see that challenge throughout the week.
Yeah. And you think about it, like we were all getting a little bit frustrated, like a day and a half in, like it was a day and a half in on land that most of us had never even stepped foot on before. Right. So it was like, you could tell and understand like the killers that we were actually in camp with because of that. Like the severity of that mindset, you know, like we should come in here and we should be on deer like right away. Where Dean and I are sitting there like, we saw like 5 deer tonight and that was sick. Like, like they were like 150 yards away, but we saw them. Like we hung a stand. We hiked a mile and a half back. We hung a stand and we saw 5 deer. I could go home now. Like I could go home now. But I mean, to your point, Tom, like filling 6 tags in that short amount of time. Yeah. I mean, it's obviously a testament to the group and coming together collectively. I think individually as hunters, it's a testament, but then it's a testament to the equipment because, you know, we're not doing this. We're not running and gunning, changing spots every single day, hiking a mile and a half back, you know, back and forth just for an afternoon hunt. And for us on our side, like we didn't give up anything from a self-filming perspective. Like we carry in a good amount of camera equipment. We each have 3 different cameras that we carry in on a nightly basis. And then to put stands and sticks on top of that, be able to hike in as far as we were going, set the stands up, set up our self-filming gear, have great hunts within the mix, and then pull everything out in the dark, get out and go back in and do it the next day. Like, that's going to be draining for any individual fairly quickly. But, you know, as the week went on for me, like, I'm like, give me more of this. This is unbelievable, you know, because being able to like make little moves and get closer and closer. Like it was like for us, it was 3 days on the one piece where we hunted one night and we saw a bunch of guys that night. It was like a damn light show coming out of the woods. We were seeing headlamps in every direction. So that was a little discouraging, but we saw deer. So I was like, where the deer are, why wouldn't you go back and press on? You know, I went back there individually the next night and went a little bit farther. Felt like I got a little bit closer, saw the buck that I ended up killing, picked out a tree that night where I was like, if I can get into that tree, we should have a pretty good opportunity. And Bean and I went back the final night and set up on 2 different ends of the field just for the chance that maybe they bedded somewhere else and, you know, Dean may have an opportunity. If not, it was going to be an unbelievable like show to watch regardless. And it all came together, but being able to like progressively get better day by day, all the while you're literally pulling your whole tree stand setup out and putting it in every single afternoon and evening. Like, it's a true testament to the equipment that we're rocking.
Yeah, especially with how much, to your point, the camera gear that you guys carry in order to produce the films that you guys want to produce. It takes a lot, and it was cool to see that not even be a part of like the consideration or the equation, if you will. It was just like we're going in there, and it wasn't like, oh, I might not go in as far, or I might try this spot that's a little closer. It was just like wherever I need to go, I can go, and that's been fun. And I think that's goes back to like a lot of what Brock and I wanted these product lines to be is a whole system, right? So like you see that in the bows, they're coming to be a full system where all of your accessories, they've built them to integrate seamlessly and super effectively into the bow. So how do we apply that to tree stands? And so all those, with that mindset, all those little things we're seeing, like with the hydros being able to slide right up on top of the seat, so it's not having to put it on your pack and try and strap it down to the packs you guys got to run, to how they're designed with Brock's background in rock climbing and backcountry camping and hiking. He's able to understand how you need to design where the weight needs to be for the packs and everything to carry. So not only the tree stand, but also, to your point, like a deer or the extra camera gear that you have and carry in and stuff. So to see that come full circle on this hunt too for everybody was super cool, because we had the whole mix of it, and everybody utilized all the tools to their disposal. I thought it was pretty sweet, and another moment of like just being super satisfying. Like, hey, we're on the right track, and it's going the right direction, because these guys, again, and it's not a knock, but like these guys who don't have the experience to justify what they just did in 5 days, and they're able to do it effectively, to your point, go back in and out of that ground and not spook it up. It probably helped that there was like 80 different people every night going in around you, so they're used to
the deer were definitely accustomed to the pressure.
Yeah. So that was, but to stick with it and to not be like, oh man, there's people here, I'm gonna get out. It was so cool to see the different tactics and styles from you and Dan to and Clifton and Eric, and everybody's style's a little bit different, but like they all got on bucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, and for sure.
It was so cool. It was such a blast. Hey there.
Oh, I'm listening. I'm enjoying the show. I'm just the spectator over here. I like it.
Could you hear us before?
Oh yeah. I was just watching along. I was wondering when it was going to switch on, because I was like picking my
I didn't know what to do, because I don't want to throw Tom off of his roll, man.
You did it. You did just fine. I was just nervous that something was being recorded. I was going to be sitting here doing something, listening.
Twiddling. So no, we're just talking about all kinds of good stuff, the equipment, but Gear Lab as a whole, and like how it started out, just started out as a boy in his dreams kind of a deal, and like it was so fun, like and I mean, not to reminisce on years of this, like going way back, but like it's been fun to see it all come together. Like I remember I was thinking about it the other day, Sam, actually, like the moment that Brock called me and like, hey, we're gonna sign Sam, we're gonna work with him on this stuff. Like how excited, and I was like, dude, everything is possible now. Like we can do all the stuff that we dreamed of doing with all these guys because like Sam's gonna know how to take advantage, or that sounds bad, how to utilize TAGNBRAG in the right way for what they're doing. Take it. So like, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey, the Gear Labs can really be what we're looking for, and like we've got the right group of people who wanna be doing what we're talking about doing with going on public land in an area nobody's really been to, for deer anyways, and try and get on turkeys. So it's like this whole team is just, I honestly, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, man, I feel like the team of people we have could literally go to any brand and blow it up. That's just like the confidence. It's like that confidence when you start getting some bucks down, you know what I mean? Like Dave, like you were saying, Sam told me that like in your interview, you're like, I feel like I can go to any state, anytime, kill any buck. And like, just like that same thing is where I'm at with like the team side and the product and the content production and like, and the sales and like the whole business growth. Right. And it's just like, it's so like, I totally get that. And it's so epic that I'm just like, man, forget these river hunts and stuff like that it's just me, Brock, and Sam going on. Let's bring everybody to every one of them. But
Yeah.
Obviously that's also not in the wheelhouse too. But it was just, I'm flying high too. And I just killed the doe. So,
well, I mean, I remember talking like whatever 2 or 3 years ago when we were starting all this. And I remember talking with you, Tom, and you just being like, how sick would it be if we had this camp full of just killers and like we just had like deer hanging in camp everywhere, and you know, and basically manifesting exactly what we just accomplished as a group. So from that, you know, from having those conversations years ago to now and being able to like really experience it in the flesh, it was, I mean, it keeps hitting me. Not even just, you know, what we did, you know, personally, but the whole group. I mean, like the role that we went on for the last 3 days was unbelievable. I mean, Sam, you didn't sleep for the last 3 days. I don't think it was going from one recovery to another.
And
up yet. It'll happen eventually, but still haven't quite caught up yet. Yeah, it was a little, I've done it in my life, but that was up there. That was good. When you spend like almost 20 hours awake, sleep for an hour and a half, and then you go do like another track job for like miles, and then you come back and you like and then it was a lot. I think I did the math. It was like under 3 hours of sleep, or in almost 48 hours or 42 hours, 44 hours, something like that. It was a lot. Track jobs, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you know, I mean, the inverse is like not going after an animal, or like not giving it your due justice and tracking, or like to your testament, Dave, like not taking your time going in on an animal. It's like you have to. Sometimes that's just what it calls. And when you're covering a group, a lot of people that all happen to figure out a way to kill a deer the same day.
I think that was one of my favorite parts, was just like from like not being down in the dumps, but to your point, like being like, hey, we should be on deer. Like, what's going on? What are we missing? Whatever. But and still staying positive, but just trying to figure it out, to like just sheer and utter chaos in the other direction of like, how are we gonna? Sam and I were like at each other's throats, because I'm like, I want you at this one, and I want to be at that one, and I want that one. And it's like he's like, dude, I can't be in every place at every time. He's like, and I'm just like, I'm just so excited, I don't know what to do with myself. Like it was just so. I'm like, we need to go get every deer with everybody at every time, and it was.
It kind of panned out to be that way. Right? I mean, it kind of like just the way that it happened, it panned out to work out that was the case.
When like there was like Brock's deer, like there was some situation where go and I was gonna go with Brock to film it, and he was gonna Tom, you're gonna meet us or something. And then Brock's like looked at him, was like Tom, you don't need to be there with my deer, and you look like a lost puppy. You're like, what? Like what do you mean? I'm not gonna be there? Like I have to be there. It's like
not an
you
option.
guys, and then I'll meet you there. I was like, we're gonna wait there an hour, just like wait.
Yep.
So yeah. But that,
Tom on a recovery is one of the most amazing experiences that I've ever had in my life. We found my deer, we could kind of know or in the general vicinity of where Tom and Brock were just hanging out in the truck, and we called Tom on the phone, and you could screaming in through the phone and also through the air in plain
over there, and then like all of a sudden that voice over there yells. We're like, wait, like what is
what is happening?
That was really quick. But I made a comment about that. Like you yelled, and we heard on the phone. Like I mean, almost the instant. You think about like how does that even work? It goes from his phone. Like it was but it was like
Dude,
that was like so much relief, and just like because Brock and I were on pins and needles. Like, are we gonna see this deer? Like, what's gonna happen after everything we had happen? And just like how bad I wanted it for you guys, like for the effort that you guys put in, and the expense you put in, the sacrifice from family. I'm just like, I wanted this deer for you guys so bad, because I've seen it go the other way with people, and just like, it's just, I didn't think it would be that bad with you guys, but still, like, that's in the back of my mind. And so to have that, dude, I was like, I don't care if I scare every deer off the properity, but like I'm going to yell so they hear, was my goal. So it was,
we did.
There's not many moments, I think, that you're going to get that many people in with the same mindsets and like have those type of results and be able to capture it all, right? Like have the right people on the front end and the back end to capture it all. Like, again, I go back to, it's like just such a testament to this team and like what we're going to be able to do with it. It's like, man, talk about having a surplus of content, you know what I mean? And like a surplus of production. Like, it's like, you don't want to go crazy all at once, but it's also epic. You want to show it all at once. And
yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine what you're going through right now as far as organizing footage, looking at footage. I mean, or just where your head is at to figure out where to start and finish with all of this. Because I mean, it was a lot from like starting with Logan's deer on whatever it was Monday night, I think, and then going into Dan's and then Brock's and then ours. I mean, that was nuts. That was insane.
Yeah, it doesn't often. Yeah, you don't often follow the playbook like that. Like it doesn't always happen. So you got to take those when you get them. But no, it'll be a lot. It's been fun to be able to like not every trip do we have like the bandwidth or time to be able to like throw like some clips together or like a little bit of like your reaction, your fist bump when you first got into it. Like so like that's always fun because you get to almost sneak peek of it like early. But then just going through it all, figuring out where you're going to start. That's where like the second half of it starts. So like it's a grind to do it all, and then you hope you get the opportunities. But then you realize like, oh yeah, we gotta. I mean, there's another week into it to get this thing turned around into what a film looks like. Depending on the film and depending on the time, or whatever, of course. But like, half of my job's done. The other half hasn't been. So it's gonna be a lot. But it is what it is. Yeah.
No, I mean it was awesome, and I mean Tom, you and Brock coming back for mine. I mean hiking a mile and a half back in. Dean, Sam, and I are kind of sitting there like really scratching our head, going like how is this going to work now? How are we getting this deer out of there? And the crazy part was like from the public land where he died, like you could kind of get glimpses of the road on the backside through like another private piece.
150 yards. Like
it would have been a very easy drag downhill, and it looked like there was paths to navigate right to the road that way. But I mean, I called the guy multiple times, left him a voicemail. Like there was just nothing, unfortunately, nothing that we could do. So I don't even know how the idea came together of tying him to a stick and, throwing him over our shoulder and getting him out of there. But Brock was.
Yeah, that was from Sammy's trail camera. He saw some guys do that up by him, and you should have seen how excited Brock was, like walking out there, knowing that we were gonna do the pole. Like he found a pole or a tree right at the parking lot, and he was like, "Cut that one down. We're gonna take it back." I'm like, "We're a mile and a half away. Like, what do you want? You want me to drag it there?" I'm like, "What do you?" He was so excited. He's like, "We're gonna have a pole. I'm not gonna wait till we're out there to find one, because what if I don't find one? What are we gonna do then?" And I'm just like, "Dude, I think we'll find one. Like, there's probably plenty." Like, he was so. I've never seen Brock like that on like his excitement, because the Brock doesn't show a lot of.
No, he does not.
Yeah, but it was like you can tell though when it's like he's like.
Oh, he gets kind of soft. He's like, "Oh, like this is gonna be freaking awesome." Like he's just like.
Yeah,
like this is gonna be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that idea was, he was fixated on it, and he's like, to be able to do that and to like not have to be in a rush to get out. I think that was one of the funnest things, is like we could take our time and really enjoy each recoveries, from Dan's to even Brock's for as quick as it was, mine, and then your guys's too. And it was. Yeah, that was the cool part, is like we're just here soaking this moment in, and just like living in it. And it was like everybody was there for everybody's success. Like nobody was upset that like they didn't get a buck. I mean, obviously you want to shoot one, but like nobody was like bummed they didn't get one. They're like, "Man, this is awesome."
Well, yeah, I mean, because when you create like that true team atmosphere, like kind of the brotherhood and family atmosphere that we have, it is like everybody somebody shoots one, everybody shoots one, like it's a win for everyone.
Yeah.
So like once Logan kicked it off, it was like we just took that energy and friggin' rolled with it, like pretty hardcore. I mean, it was nuts. It was nuts.
Yeah.
And that is the cool part, because there's a lot of the hunting world that gets competitive nowadays, and there's literally no part of that at all in our camp. And I think that was a cool part of it. And I mean, Tom, to your point, to be able to like really soak in that moment, specifically for mine, and have you guys come back there and just take our time, just soaking in the harvest and enjoying it to the fullest. Like I don't think a lot of people truly take time to do that anymore either. And that's, you'll never get those moments back, and they can't be replicated. So for me and for us, I think to be able to really thoroughly enjoy that for the day pretty much was awesome.
Yeah. Dan's post that we did like, I don't know, a couple days ago. I had someone comment on there. It was like last night or something, and I got quite a bit of attention, I think. But so some people that obviously like weren't hunters, and he's got people that follow him that may, have a husband that hunts or whatever. So it was a female that that asked the question, like, and I forget how she worded it. Again, this was also like 5 a.m. this morning, so I was like kind of like half reading it, but I wrote a paragraph. And her question was like not bashing. This is how I took it, like not bashing, but like thoroughly, like, why do you guys hunt? Like, why do you kill an animal? Like not trying to be like mean about, like, she kind of prefaced it. I forget how she prefaced it. Like, I'm not trying to start an argument here, but like literally, like I'm genuinely curious. Why do you guys hunt? And it's like, it's one of the things that drives not me crazy. And this is like just in general, but like unfulfilled potential, or like someone that doesn't know what they don't know. And not even a bad way, but like, imagine if we could have grabbed that person and been a fly on the wall, like throughout, like from when we got to the parking lot to like hearing Tom scream from across the thing to like watching us, a bunch of grown men get giddy and start giving hugs. Like you like, that's it. Literally is. You couldn't get better. And I tried, like, I was like, it's like part of it's the food. Like we have family literally like all we eat is venison. Like, and that's a big part of it. But any person who says they're just hunting for food, some people do, and don't get me wrong, but like most people that I encounter, it isn't just for food. That's a really good bonus, but it's not. And even for me personally, I won't say it is, but like the camaraderie in those situations and those memories that you have, how do you paint that picture of somebody, and how do you showcase that more? Because there's plenty of people showing content out there and doing that, but like how do you showcase that? So like when she said that, I was like I kind of like a little fire in my ass. I'm like, I literally am gonna, when we make this film, like I'm gonna track her down and send it to her and be like that
This is
literally
why.
right here, that is why we do it. And you hope that you can convey that in film like that. But I don't know, I thought it was cool when someone who probably doesn't agree with it, but like genuinely just like opened the question of like, and I haven't checked back in a couple hours what she said or if anything, and who knows where it went. But like I hope like we can paint that picture. You know what I mean? And like, sure, like no, this is like there's a lot of things that people do in any sport industry that can go down a slippery slope. And like hunting's no different, fishing's no different. But like if you could get everyone to be a fly on the wall at that camp, and during those retrieves and what it meant to everybody, and like, man, you'd explain it and you give perspective to so many people. So I don't know, that's like a goal of mine with this now, is like, especially because it was a little more dramatic and like ups and downs than most, and it was a good camp. Like I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's cool. I think even like for Dave's buck, so many people could be like, oh, awesome, congrats, you shot a deer. Like we shared it with, hey, good luck getting it out. Like everyone jumped in to like be a part of working their tail off to get that thing out. Like that part, like physically, sometimes it sucks, but everyone was just like, we love this, It was just it was awesome to be a part of, everyone wanting to be a part of that. I don't know. It was cool. And it wasn't just for Dave's deer. Everyone wanted to go help everyone's get their deer out, recover. It was just, I don't know. It's cool. Someone that doesn't hunt to be able to see that, they would think, I don't know. I think they would think differently about it. Like everyone's willing to just jump in because they want to be a part of that camaraderie and the work and the memory that goes into it.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like, it's kind of like a city rallying around like a sports team or a sporting event or something like that. And you win and you have that like kind of euphoric or whatever. But it's amplified because it's, I don't know, you don't really have control. You have control of a lot of things, but you can't control the weather. You can't control the animals. You really can only control where you're at, the attitude that you kind of go in with, or the mindset that you go in with. And I don't know, just the relentless effort that you have, that you keep kind of putting forth to get to that point. So there's so many other different variables outside of like a sporting event that you can't control in the mix. And so when it all does come together, and in the scenario that we had on public land where not many of us had ever been before, it's just like that just took everything, and the celebration and the feeling like through the roof, at least for me. Because once one person tagged a buck in camp, it was like then the next one came, and it was like all of a sudden, even though we weren't on deer at that point, like you still felt like you could do it, and that kind of helped propel and kind of helped motivate, like keep pushing, go another, a little bit farther back, stay another day, whatever the situation or the scenario was, it just helped kind of keep propelling you forward. And that was like the team portion of it. And then all of a sudden, like individually, like most of us started having success, and it was just like, this isn't, I mean, yeah, it was insane. But I mean, yeah, Sam, to your credit, like it's very difficult to portray or to relay that moment and what that feels like without physically being there. I think through the videography and through the content and stuff like that, you get pretty darn close. But to somebody like that doesn't know or has never experienced a moment like that before, like, man, you would just love for them to be there just like one time, just one time to fully grasp, and maybe not fully grasp, but to grasp at least a little bit of like, this is why. I mean, a couple years ago, none of us really knew each other. And now it's a family, it's a band of brothers. And this is why. This is the reason. So, I mean, it goes without saying, but it's pretty cool.
No, it's a couple thoughts on that. Like Brock and I had this same talk, forget when and where we were still in camp, but he and I were driving, and I'm like, you know what I'm proud of us for doing is we brought just as much energy and passion and creativity to the back end of the kill, right? To the back end of the hunt, where most people, like, it's a pretty quick glaze over. Like, they might show everybody coming back, you know, out of the woods and stuff, but like, to capture what we captured post kill, right? Post, even post find potentially, but even that, like, I would say even post shot, like post kill, usually that's like the climax, right? And then it's like,
Right.
okay, we found them, we got them out, we're gonna go mount them, you know, whatever, we got them in the processor, and it's like this quick out of it. But I'm like, Brock, there's so much honor that we can bring to that animal and our trade and our craft through doing what we just did.
Yeah.
And through, like, carrying on the excitement no matter what, and like through trying to have the perception that of how epic of a thing all of that is. Like I said, thinking about everything, you guys coming in, not really doing the public land thing before, only having a few days, having the pressure, like all those things that stacked up, understanding that those are, like, it's a big deal that we found them, that we got to lay hands on them. And like, that was one of the coolest things for me, I think, too, later on, that I saw, to Sam's point, is like, it was an epic adrenaline ride the whole time. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, usually it's like you get that, like, excitement when you first come into camp and see everybody. Unfortunately, the polo joke didn't work out timing wise. I screwed that up. But like, we had all this fun stuff that we were looking forward to, right? And so you finally see each other. It's like, hey, like you said, like, excited to see everybody. You get for your first hunts, like, you know, it's still riding pretty high, a little lower, and then all of a sudden, like, you start getting kills, and that's like the adrenaline of that. But then also, like, the drag outs, the recoveries were it was so chaotic that you're just like high strung and jacked up about it for the next day. So like, literally just a week of like straight adrenaline dumps, you know, throughout the time. Like, it was so cool in that way. I really do think that Sam could put together a film from this just with the reaction, like the recovery reactions and the recovery.
For sure.
He could show it where, like, we all get to camp, hang out, show some prep stuff, show some Gear Lab stuff, not even show any of the kills that we got on camera, and just show the recoveries. And I feel like there would still be that power and that excitement behind it from people, because of like the passion that we all had for each other's success, and like each other, you know what I mean, being a part of it. It was so cool in that way. I think that it's just like, man, you can't, like, exactly that. I think that could be a sweet bunch of content in itself. It's just like, man, that's it. You know what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah, it was. I mean, everybody getting back to camp, and like, whether they had recovered their deer or not yet, like, telling the story, we're all huddled around them. You know, Dan gets his deer back to camp. Like, everybody's just like bum rushing to the truck to see it, to congratulate him, give him a hug, whatever. And I mean, yeah, it was truly hunt camp. It really was. It was, you know, call it Gear Lab, call it hunt camp, call it whatever you want to call it. But that was the epitome of what a hunt camp is, the tradition of hunting and a hunt camp is all about. And that's why we create content. That's why we've grown passionate for all this, because we got to experience something similar to that as a young age, and to be where we're at now, and whatever, in the business or whatever. And we're experiencing that with you guys. Like, that's it. It really is. Like, it's everything. And it gives me hope. We got, you know, we're like, the hunting's not dead yet, you know, like, it's not dead. It really does. It gives me hope, because there's a lot of things out there that you see online and stuff like that, just negativity, even within, like, it's heartbreaking to see, like, even within the hunting community, people going at each other and combating each other and just not being supportive. You know, you could say, like, there's probably hundreds of clips from last week at our deer camp that you could put out on the internet, and people could knock any of it all the time at any moment. But at the end of the day, like, that was in the flesh, that was the tradition at its finest, for sure.
Yeah. It was really unbelievable. I don't know if that would be interesting to just like never post any of the like kill shots or any of that, but just all like everything around those. To your point, I feel like we got enough juice out of that lemon to last a long time.
Yeah.
And like we've been talking for a while just on this, and it's like there's so much that we can get from it. Like we haven't even gotten to like how you guys did what you did, and like the tactics that were shared, and the business tactics that were shared from your guys' perspective. And I think, or the concept, like, you know, trying to teach Sam how to take pictures and get kills on film. Like everything that I was too.
Real life.
He learned a lot this week, I think. He learned a lot.
Yeah.
Looking at the stats, it wasn't good, boys. That was like over whatever the frick it was.
Yeah.
Just misses that much, just swing and a miss left and right.
Yeah.
Good thing none of you guys like heart punched them and they went like 20, because then we had no track jobs and nothing cool to film.
Right.
And like,
Right.
yeah, it would have been.
No, it wouldn't have been as fun.
No, it worked out exactly the way it was supposed to work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, even the timing of recovering some of them and not recovering them the same night that they were killed, and once again being able to literally like work Sam to the bone to be on every recovery. It all happened and timed up exactly how it was supposed to, and for a reason. And it was pretty perfect, honestly. When you look back at it, it was pretty spot on.
Yeah, it was.
Well, and like, not that we can go down a whole wormhole with this, but like, I do think, you know, often we try to like not to talk about like, you know, the prestige of like sheep hunting, and then like, oh, the elk is like the next level down, like all these rows, whatever. But one thing that we've noticed is that like the address to what people want to do out west, right? The David, the one you just went on, like that is an unknown, right? But a lot of what I think people enjoy out of that situation is the toughness of it. Obviously the landscape, the camp vibe, the trip itself. And I do think that like you're going to start seeing a lot more of what we're doing in Midwest in big pieces, a big giants, a chunk land. Like the more comfortable people are getting mobile hunting, it's going to open up that kind of thing. And like the Midwest is just so dynamite for that. And there's a lot of places that are too, but like we talked about the size of the areas we were in, the size of the public lands, being able to dissect them, only being there for, we say a week, but in reality, dude, you're looking around for a couple of days and hunting for a couple of days. Like that's a pretty narrow time. And like, I don't think it's a bad thing to like hold like the fact that we have the camp in a new place and in a new area with no one not had a lot of experience, and that you guys dissected property and killed something and were successful. That no, it's not going to happen every time that way. But dude, that's it. Like that's what like that's. I mean, sure, any deer could have been bigger. Sure, everyone could have killed a giant one. But like, dude, from like a statistic standpoint, like it doesn't get much more of like a bad to the bone. Like, how can we script it better? And like so, like that we always have something like that to chase and like to go after, and sometimes it won't happen. But like when it does, man, like I don't know. I think that's what those trips are like made for. That's what you hope will happen every time. And even if it doesn't, you're still willing to try for it every time, right?
Oh,
That's
for sure.
That's another thing Brock and I talked about too, was like Brock and I are like adventure seekers, and that's what we get filled up on through this avenue of hunting, right? And we for a while we thought like, oh, you got to go to these epic places, right? Like the river hunt, Boundary Waters, west, like Nebraska, these harsh places, harsh scenarios, right? You got to you got to go pack in and camp out for a week where it's rough and everything. But this last week of Gear Lab showed up both of us that like our pack out carrying a deer on a pole was an adventure. Like that's an adventure in itself. So it's like you can have all of these. I think there's a lot more capacity, to your point, Sam, for that adventure that people are seeking right here in their home states. I think you just, like Clifton talks about, like, hey, you want to become a better hunter, like just go hunt public land in your state. Like Go,
Right.
3 hours away. Go this, that, and applying that same thing to it. And I think we saw that 100% of like, you can do that right in your home state. Like we have some dynamic, every state all of us live in has got, 3 to 4 different habitat types that provide different scenarios and different critter chasing opportunities. And so I think that's been one of the other things that have really drove Brock and I is finding stuff that like you can do on a budget. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
now at Sam and his dope boat, it's a little bit different, but like, for like,
Hey, we started with Stewie's boat or canoe or whatever.
Right.
Like, you do it any way you want. The reason we have a boat is because we did it a couple times, and like an opportunity presents itself, and you're not gonna be like, no, I don't want. I didn't be like, I don't want the boat. Like, you don't need it
Right.
if you wanted to. But like, dude, that is, yeah. There's so many opportunities for adventure hunting and like big chunks of land and doing that, and the gear is getting so good to allow you to do it, and you can do it with less and less experience. Like it's becoming more accessible, which is like some people like to freak out about that and but like in reality, we're still a trend with hunters. We need more people to hunt. Otherwise, quite frankly, it's not just going to be less hunters and better hunting. There's going to be less hunting opportunities because the land's just sitting there not getting used, and it's going to go other places. Happen for before bigger deer become abundant because no one's hunting because a generation just left. Like that isn't the thing, and we won't see that anyway. To be our kids that would see that. So like, I don't know, man. I think it's only going to get more popular. I agree. Yeah. It's kind of fun to assess a year like we've had in previous years, and as you go and you start planning these things, like what did you enjoy most out of it? Because like when you plan a hunt, you kind of plan it around like the adventure you want to have. At least that's kind of what we've always done in the past. Yeah. And I don't know if it'll ever stop. I just think it always continues to shift because like every time it moves where you find success one way, like it changes your perspective a little bit. Like, okay, well maybe I'd like a little bit of this next time, or maybe like I do want to do a winter one where we're like, it's what we've been doing, but like much colder, different set of rules, different ball game, different population densities. Like, I mean, it's just like, that is the variables that we change to do. Dude, if it was the same hunt every time, I don't care if it's private land or not. Like, if you had no new way to manipulate a food plot and a bedding area and a position your stand, there wasn't possible. You only had one way to do it. And no one would do private land. Like the reason private land is a thing is because it's your decisions on the game of chess you're playing. If it was just roll up and do the exact same thing every year, it'd get boring. No one would want to do it. If public land was only one way to hunt them, like that's the only way it's possible to kill a deer. Like it would, like, the reason there's depth to it, having depth to it is the reason people are excited about it. Is the reason they get jacked about doing something different. And like, that'll always be a thing. And people, as long as there's an industry that people have wanted to buy new things, there's going to be someone that thinks they're going to do a way to do it. And I'm okay with that. Like, I don't, like, that's fun for me. I don't, I'm not stubborn enough to be like, no, I'm not going to try anything new because there's only one way to do it. Like, I like when there's new things that come up, and like cameras. We never used to use cameras as much as we did. I like that. I think obviously I see like an end to it. Like, you can't have live feed on your 80 acres for the, eternity for free. Like, there's obviously end of the road somewhere, but like, dude, I don't know. I like the changing conditions, like going after new adventures and doing things differently. And I think if anything, that last Gear Lab showed that like that is also something everyone really liked.
Yeah.
Like, I mean?
Oh, for sure.
It's been fun to see how this kind of started as like the first one was a test case on the river, and it was like me, Brock, and Sam, like, hey, let's see what this works out into. And like, it blew up with an amazing opportunity. And then all of a sudden every year, like our adventures gotten bigger and with more people and stuff like that. Right. And I think it feels like I'm going to say like a bench on the mountaintop, if you will, or a bench on the mountain that we've hit. Like we've hit a spot where it's like, hey, we can stand and look around. Like this is pretty dope. And, we're going to keep climbing and making having these crazy ideas. Because I think that adventure that Sam's talking about, and that's kind of what me, him, and Brock have talked about too many times, is like, that is just like feeds your soul so much that it's like, we got to keep figuring out how to do it in unique ways, bringing our team into it in more ways than one and everything. And so I think now that everybody is really on board too with it, it's like now it's going to start getting fun. I think like we've talked about, muzzleloaders in New York, like that'd be a dope thing with the amount of snow you guys can get out there sometimes. Like,
Yeah.
epic. You know what I mean? And it's like,
I mean, yeah, once again, the weather that, you have never what you may experience in that hunt. And it could be in the Allegheny Mountains, whatever. And that's some rigorous, treacherous territory and terrain. But the tracking aspect of it and, having snow and once again, it's just a whole different playing field, whole different tactics, and a whole different adventure that is, to most of us, probably unknown. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it's cool.
Yeah, and that's what's been fun is like I've never bivvy camped before until this when we went on the river. And not only did we bivvy camp, but we also we did it right in the middle of a nasty rain windstorm. Apparently there are tornadoes all over around us. Had no idea. We're just camped out on the river, just getting smashed with wind and rain. I thought
that's not a I was like,
yeah, dude. It was so, but it was like, I'll never forget it. Like, I want to do that again. I want to get into a rainstorm where there's lightning, or when we're driving back. I totally forgot about that on the river, and we're in an aluminum boat, and there's lightning, pow, 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 all over around us. Like, awful decision. Like, we should have pulled over, but like, it's like, we're gonna get back to and then we're gonna stand on a beach where like you're wide open. There's no trees around you, but like that adventure and that like. I don't know, that connection with like your humanity of like, hey, it could happen now. You know what I mean? I don't know. There's something about that. And
it's
like on that note, do you guys have an official like title sponsor for a drink for this ordeal? I have been up since about 4 o'clock. So for me, it's like way past 5 o'clock. So I'm going to have a beer. Is that all right? I wasn't just going to like open in the background.
Yeah, no, go right ahead.
Not until
we never really got to officially have a brew and celebrate my deer. So, I mean, I guess that's okay.
We didn't. No, that's a good point. That's but I'm like, the more I think about it, I'm like, I want everybody to see what a bivvy camp is like. So I'm like, when, as we're talking about it, I'm like, man, it would be sweet to bring you guys and go to like wherever in New York and figure out where we can bivvy camp. And that's just how we camp. And it's like no tent. You're basically just in this waterproof shell in your sleeping bag and do it in the winter. Like, I think dude, it's going to be awful, but it's going to be
it's going to be awful.
like and Tom just wants to go to Everest. And
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Same question after we do our December hunt and still see if you're jacked up on bivvy tenting camping
he's just like I was after I shot that buck. I thought I could take on any state, any animal, any piece of land. Let me at them right now. Let's go.
It's a good 60 degrees cooler than it is right now.
Yeah.
And have to figure out a way to fall asleep when it's that cold, when there's almost no way to warm up other than maybe your hands over a fire. Like it's an element of that hunt that I think we're all underestimating. I've never done it, but I feel like I've been in situations where like, and so is Brock, like we're going to run into things that we've never run into before because of that. And like that, but that isn't that kind of like, I don't know, for me, that's exciting. I like that part of it.
No doubt.
That's the fun part, I think, is just, So we want to, it's been fun because from that circling back to like from the Gear Lab hunt, like you guys are already talking with Clifton and we're already talking again too, all of us about like, hey, what's our hunt next year? Like, do we go back and early season there when the beans are still up, you know what I mean? And then we go on adventure late October somewhere. And it's like, I think that's what's been so fun is we're all like aligned with like I said, with like this, when you bring that adventure into it, that suck, that like little bit of misery, like
Yeah.
that's where like the memories are made. You know what I mean? And so it's like, how do we do that without killing everybody? You know, due to whatever.
No lightning. No more of that.
Yeah, lightning. That was a little close, but I think that's one of the other cool results that I've seen from that last week was just like, what, like, man, that's what we're all hungry for. Like, we kind of all felt like that adventure, that, you know, that trial of hauling that deer out, like, was not comfortable, but like, we want more of it. You know what I mean?
Well, I wanted just not even to say that I could, but I was like, I kind of want to see, like, these guys are kind of struggling a little bit. Dean looks like he's going to roll his ankle at any moment in time. And, like, his legs snap in half. We don't know.
I told Sam on the way out, I'm like, I'll drag this thing a mile and a half. Like, I'm not built for putting a deer on my shoulder on a stick, pulling this thing out. Like, I don't have the frame for this.
I will say I will remember that almost as much as the drag out is that, like, Dean was dying on the hill of like, this is like, I'm not built for it, and like we should have dragged out. We had an opportunity.
This is the dumbest idea we've had yet.
But, like, it'd be one thing if we said like, oh, we did it to look cool, like we did it for like 100 yards. Like, yeah, there was only two couple ways to get a deer out. Dragging wasn't really. I mean, dragging would have been physically a lot for one person, right, or two. I mean, a lot of breaks. It was a cool way to do it, but like Dean's like, dude, I don't know about you guys are freaking like, and I don't know if I got that captured because it was kind of like a little mumbling under your breath. Like every once in a while you hear like a comment about like, should have dragged it out. I'm just saying, we had fun. But like no one wanted to hear it. Or like, and not that it was bad, but like everyone was just so.
No, I mean, honestly, if you had, well, and the pull wasn't bad, but being on the back, like, getting it comfortable on your shoulder was honestly part of the challenge, especially with the Y on the back. Like, I'm dragging this thing, and this thing's like damn choking me and shoving into my cheek. And I'm like, if I didn't have this thing on my cheek like this, I could probably go another 100 yards.
I might maybe go work on the next one. Or you know what else I was thinking, guys? If we would have done like a cross beam across it and then had two guys, so you'd walk like two up front and then two in back, that would just for a little bit of weight. I wonder how that would have worked. I don't know if it would have worked that way. Like, if we just been battling each other, but I think one log would have been better than the fork. Was a good idea because, like, in theory, kind of like a canoe, it would have worked well with a yoke like that.
That's what Brock was thinking. He cut the log to that. He cut the Y.
Yeah.
And he wanted the shoulder straps, and he wore them a lot. I mean, he did not want to give that up. Most of the time, he did not want to give up the back seat on that endeavor.
He was taking videos of himself. He was on the phone a couple times.
Yeah, he was on a conference call. I think that was 3/4 of the way through the whole damn conference call. Well, he had that
answering product questions. He got a freaking 160-pound deer on his shoulders,
and like he didn't flinch. Like he didn't even mention that. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just dragging our deer." Like he's just like, "Yep, no, that's like next week." All right, yep, bye. Yeah. And then like
all right, see you later.
Opposite, like looking a thing around, it's like, yeah, we're good.
That's insane.
It was funny.
It was freaking insane.
Yeah, it was cool. Like that is to Tom what you were saying. Like it is funny how much something like that everyone can get joy out of. And I didn't kill it. I didn't take it. I'm not going to be able to look at it every morning when I scratch my backside and sip coffee. Like I'm not going to be able to do any of that because it's not my animal. But everyone like had memories of that, and everyone got their own fulfillment out of it. Tom got enough fulfillment for all of us, even if we didn't. So like,
for sure.
It was cool. It was a neat
dangerous trip. It was dangerous. Well, we finally saw him after their 1.5 mile trek back to where the deer died at, and he was literally hurdling every branch, bush, dead log, whatever. And Tom's a big dude, and he's coming at me at a full steam of speed, and I knew it was coming. I just had to brace myself and take it because, it was a big old bear hug, but I enjoyed every minute of it. One thing I was thinking, I know we mentioned, we're on this pack out, walking out, and they're like, "Oh, Dave, you should mount them like this." Or 3/4 of the way out, it was like, "Dave, you should just do a full body mount and tie them to a stick and hang them in the rafters of your house." I'm like, "Oh, okay, guys." You're costing me like $2,500 now. But I
Worth
did
it.
think of a pretty sick way to mount that thing. I think I want to
Dude.
do a pack mount with his like with his cape all rolled up and put
Yeah.
him on a fly and hang him on the
Yeah.
wall. I think that would be sick.
That'd be dope.
And then maybe he could cruise to some shows or whatever with you guys and stuff throughout the next couple of years. But that would be sick.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That'd be dope.
Yeah, with $50 amount like that would be epic. Like, you know, over like a great room, just have like literally a deer hanging upside down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can always get some replica done. Like, what about like an like size one, like for your desk, like one that, you know, just shows like, you know, just a little amount of it, like it'd be kind of just something, because it was a cool moment. And like I keep going back to that like video of like walking across and like sick.
Was that not the most perfect song? Like, dude, when I heard that song,
I sent that to like a couple of my buddies, and I'm like, you can't really share this, but like, just how hard does this go? And they're like, oh my God, dude, that is fucking amazing. That is insane.
I was just vibing, and I was like, I wonder if, and I'm just like I pictured a song, and I'm just like, and I was like, oh man, I'm looking over, I was like, pull it off, rip it off of YouTube, it's going in the background, dude.
Dude, and I mean, we took this thing out on a stick, and like, we had seen guys in there the days before. We actually watched one guy check his trail camera on the back side of this field. And so like it was the way that we had to go out. Like it was the path of least resistance. We literally walked right by this dude's trail camera with this damn deer on a stick and his head dangling down. So like, Sam put this like slow motion video clip together of us doing that. And the background music is Biggie, and it's, oh my gosh, I wish that guy checking his trail camera could see that video clip like that and experience it like that, because that was gold.
Yeah. I hope when when the pictures get shared or something, people's like, yeah, I'm the guy. I got that trail camera picture. Like that was.
Crazier things have happened for sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely when that guy texted me and said I had your buck on camera, I'm like, what? So I could see something like that happening. So we should put a call out like once we do that, like, hey, whoever had this scene on their trail camera, please reach out to us.
Yeah, we'd love to have the pictures.
That would be funny.
Might surface on some like Wisconsin public land Facebook group,
deer hunting page or something.
Hunters, yeah. It was pretty special, dude. It was just I mean, we could spend all day, I feel like, talking about the memories, and like there's so many little moments. I mean, it's just like everybody just growing together was so cool, and it's just like, man, if I could do that over and over, that's what it's about, you know. It was just,
well, yeah, because for us, like a lot of the knowledge we were getting was from from a hunting perspective and public land, and learning how to dissect, you know, a new chunk of land that you've never been on, and read Onyx maps a little bit better and stuff like that. And, you know, to me, kind of surprisingly, like we were given knowledge to like Clifton and on like a business perspective, and how to like not have value for yourself, but how to not like shortchange yourself, and what in your niche, and like content creation, and like what that is, and the value that you have to your viewer. You know, so being able to share some of that back and forth at camp, and I mean, it wasn't all just like storytelling around the campfire. Like it was, every night was like a damn masterclass of something. You know, and, you know, we're having some beers and eating food and stuff and having a good time by the fire, but it's like, keep your ears open long enough and you're going to pick something out that is valuable, you know, that could be valuable to you, or that you can apply down the road, whether it's in business or the hunting side of things. And so that part of it was awesome. And I think that part of it is why, you know, the bond grew even stronger on this particular trip, because of all that knowledge shared. And, you know, just, knowing and realizing that, like, in a short period of time, all these guys got your back, and vice versa, and that's badass.
Yeah. No, it was. I think that was one of the, again, from the start. Like I want this to be so much more productive than just hunting, because it's just too short sighted, and I think that's what's gotten the hunting industry where it is right now, like struggling in some areas, right?
Yep.
I think how do we show, to Sam's point earlier, like how do we show that it's so much more than what it looks like it is, you know what I mean? Just killing things. It's like, but it's so much personal development that you can do just in pushing through and not giving up to the end. You know what I mean? That's like when we're hauling the deer out, and it was like, no, Dave, keep going, don't stop till you to the shade. Like, dude,
I'm
like
by the way, I don't know if I have a video of that. I don't know if I have a copy. Hopefully, someone was filming that.
yeah, I
have it on my phone.
Yeah, you were, so like just that in itself, like pushing each other in that way, and then the business side of it, and being able to, like, each person, because they could be like, hey, no, I don't want to tell him that, because like then he could be doing better than me, and those could be my people, you know. But it was just this whole, like, I want to see you win, and like not even worrying about my winning. Like I know that'll happen, but if I can help you win, then that's like what it's all about. And like, yeah, the competition side did, like, coming out of like smack talking each other. Dean and I were talking about this, like from a basketball aspect. Like I love when people are playing and they start smack talking, because it's like, you know, they respect each other enough to understand like, I've got to set my game up so he, you know what I mean, whatever. And so to see that too, of like, okay, we might have to step in, but like it all stayed good, you know what I mean? And so like, and like that side of it too, like brotherly thing, like see it. I laugh, like Sam and I, we kind of talked about like our brotherly moments that we like, hey, stop, you know, like whatever to each other. And like, and then to see that you and Dean and Dave have that too when we were carrying the buck out of like little Brock. I was like, I'm so happy they're like kind of fighting right now. It's like, I was like, it just shows that like that's just often every emotion that you're going through, and it's like we're all sharing them together and like going through it. And it's like, we're not gonna kill each other, but we might punch each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I'm a hugger, not a fighter.
Yeah. Sam will make you feel by words like that you're a jerk. You know, he'll make you feel bad with words, but like, you know, like he always says, he won't hit you. You know, so. But it was, I think that was one of the coolest parts too, is that we went through all those emotions with each other, and like we got, you know what I mean? It didn't push anybody away. We're like, hey, yeah, Sam and I get mad at each other too. You know?
Yeah.
I say stupid things, and you know what I mean? And whatever. And so it was so cool just to do every bit of life together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
In that short time.
Yeah, we packed a lot into a short week when you think about it. We really did.
Yeah.
We packed a lot into a short week. It was pretty badass.
The success side of it, like a lot of things got to go your way to be able to take a multiple animals like that. In that situation, like it's hard, dude. It's hard to do, man. It's just hard to do, and like on public and in that with the people pressure, and like there's so many. Think of all the variables that have to happen the right way to get it within 40 or 50 yards max.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That time of year when they're not dumb run around. Like,
right.
Like there's so many variables. From the biggest things to the little things. And it was kind of funny because we have different people in camp that value different things, like positioning, gear, bows, scent control. Like, I mean, like you have all kinds of and a little bit of everything won this week. You know what I mean? Or like that week. Like no one got closer and into more deer than Clifton did. And he didn't kill. You know, he didn't take out.
Right.
In all the different variables that happen. Again, that's why, dude, if this was one dimensional, none of us would be doing it. Like it just it's why people get so passionate about this thing. And I think bow hunting specifically, because it just adds another level of chess, right? proximity that is it's hard to achieve. And not that you don't need to sit in your high horse and be like, oh, well, I did with a bow and rifles on is cool, but like it's all the same thing. It's just what degree you want to take it, what degree you want to enjoy it, right? Like I personally enjoy it that way, versus the easy way. Like every once in a while, sure, softball is nice, but like it's that struggle's like that's kind of why we keep doing it. If it was easy, we wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, and I think that's the funnest part for me too, is finding that all these guys deep down enjoy that struggle. Like they may not choose it right away, you know what I mean? But like everybody's like, when it comes, it like they get fired up. There's something in your soul where it's like, man, this is where strong people are made. You know what I mean? And like, I think that's one of the coolest things is like any of these guys would want to come onto any of our hunts except Eric. He's like, hey, I'm not, he's limits.
He's in a boat.
He's been enough. He was in the Marines long enough to where he experienced all those fun things that we are now. So, but like to see, even Clifton opening up to doing some of this stuff too. And it's like, I'm just, to your point, like there's so much packed in that it's like to process it is just like, it's hard. Exactly. It's like, man, just all the little things. Like, I feel like I'm like, man, you guys have a ton just in breaking down your hunts, like going through an Onyx of like how you guys did what you did on an example map. But like breaking down exactly what you did, like that's a whole bit, like there's so much, like we didn't even talk about that. Like how cool was that what you guys did, and like how the property set up well for that, and like the camera setup that you guys use, like the stand setup. Like we didn't even get into that just because like the thing is there was just so much into it. I'm baffled. I mean, I'll go on and on about that. Like this, I'm so proud of this team and like everything we're doing. It's like without one piece that we've got right now, like who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows? Like who knows what we're missing and everything. And so it's just it's these are the good old days, as they say. Like what I mean? Like
we're making them right now, which is funny.
Like
you want to get so ahead of yourself, and like you're looking like as a whitetail hunter, you're looking towards the end of November and towards the rut and towards the beginning of November or end of October, I should say, and then the beginning of November, and you're like chomping at the bit to get to like the good time of the season. But these hunting seasons come and go so quick. It's like you've got to really stay in the moment of every single day and enjoy it, because you don't know when your day is. My first one of this year was October 8th. I would have never guessed that at the beginning of the season. And so many times we want to like script exactly how the season or how a hunt should go, instead of just working hard and letting whatever unfold, whatever God's got for us unfold, in front of us. And the more we script it, I feel like the harder it becomes, because the expectations grow and you think it should be a certain way or whatever. But yeah, you got to soak it up and stay in the moment of the season, enjoy it for what it is, because they come and go way too quickly. And that 5 days was certainly I don't know, that may be the high point of ours. Who knows? But that was insane. That was insane. There's no doubt about it.
I have a dying phone, gentlemen, which I can relocate and reorganize. But I know I hopped in late. Was there anything specific that I needed to touch on or mention, or anything specific that I needed to say before I head out of here? I should probably get back going on to the.
No, yeah. I mean, I think we're pretty good to wrap up. We appreciate you guys and jumping on here and kind of continuing to feel the mojo of the week last week. And obviously just thank you guys for the week in general. We're super proud and honored to be a part of all of this. And I mean, that was one for the books. That'll be a tough one to forget. That's for sure. Well, won't be forgotten, but that'll be a tough one to top too. And just, we want to thank you guys for the opportunity, the partnership, the brotherhood, and all that stuff. And it means a lot to us. It really does.
That's awesome, man. That's all that's all for sure Brock and I have ever wanted. And then I say that, and Sammy too. Like you guys have all been such a big part of this brand success and the team success. It's like I for sure just want like more and more. So I know I throw a lot of ideas and everything out, and it's like some stick, some don't, but it's like if I just want to keep striving for that kind of stuff and finding that and helping you guys push to find the same thing, as far as like adventure in your own state in a different form and stuff too. So like seriously, like bivvy camping in the wintertime, like we'll let you know how it goes this year. But that could be super epic, like a muzzleloader hunt. I mean,
Yeah.
Let's
figure it out.
much, yeah, and even just coming, yeah, there's so much cool stuff that we want to keep doing, and so don't ever be I mean, you got ideas, please bring them forth. Like that's how this whole thing has been built so far.
We hunted together in September and then October. So you guys just let me know where I need to go in November, and I'll be there, and we'll be good to go. But if it's New York, I'll come to New York, whatever it may be. But I don't know if I can go a whole month without in the hunting camp with the TAGNBRAG guys. Like it's just gonna feel weird.
We've had the roll go. I mean, we've simultaneously killed a lot of deer with the energies flowing so far this year. So we might as well keep it going.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. What we need to set it up is where to like my wife can go to New York City and see that and do all that, right? And then like we can go do our thing is what I got to figure out.
I think we went on a nanny for a week.
Yeah,
there you go.
Off somewhere, and
you guys might need two nannies. Yeah, I was gonna say wrangle all the kids up.
Like like in soon, like we'll be like between us both we'll have almost 10. Like it's kind of crazy.
It is crazy.
Army.
A lot of. My wife just left like when I first got on the call here, and she's going with the moms group, a couple of moms friends, to a cabin, and between the moms, there's 15 kids 5 and under going to be at this thing for 3 days, and I'm just like, that's just freaking cool. Like, that's army. That's an army.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's stuff that it's fun to think about.
The kids will love that too.
Oh, this is zoo, like a zoo for. Poor cabin the red. I don't know, man. There's going to be no paint on the walls. There's going to
or more paint on the walls, different colors.
Hopefully, this security deposit is. I don't know. I didn't even think of that. Now you got me thinking of that. My card right now too.
You might want to pick up a couple extra side jobs there, Sammy.
Jeez Louise, or some insurance, some good insurance or something.
Hey, I do think we should talk. I mean, a lot depends on how this year goes with our hunts and stuff, but I do think it would be dope to look into like Allegheny Mountains, like you guys said.
Yeah, for sure.
And do something back there. And I just want to keep the ideas and juices flowing as we roll. So, I think there's a lot of good stuff we could do. Talked about going back to Wisconsin, like early season, think about that. Cause that's mid, basically the second week, it opens up the second week of September. So you could do like the third week to miss that rush of people. That could be pretty dope. And lethal, I think. So, but yeah, keep bringing the ideas and everything flowing. So.
I'm at 2%, fellas. I'm going to go before it cuts out on me.
All right. We'll see you guys. We appreciate you jumping on here.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, fun week. Fun, memorable week, no doubt.
Let's keep it rolling.
Thanks for having us. See ya.
All right, you guys, thanks for joining us on this week's episode of Goose Chasing. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little rap session and just kind of freeballed it, to be honest with you. But that's how we roll around here. You guys already know that. There's nothing scripted around here. If it was scripted, we'd be on Broadway, and we ain't on Broadway. We're at Camp Cutlet in New York on the hill. So Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Sam, for joining us. Thank you, XOP, for having faith in us as hunters, as people, and giving us the opportunity to do all of this stuff and join you guys on hunts like this. Absolutely amazing and super grateful for that. And that is all for this week. If you would, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and we will see y'all right back here next Wednesday for another episode of Goose Chasing. Peace.